So if we take a look at Bitcoin's chart, once again, you'll see that we were trading really in between this period of 7,000 and 7,700 for weeks, for a couple of weeks. And it's been actually kind of boring and unremarkable, right? Going all the way back to the last couple weeks of May. And what I've been saying is because of this low volume, we can break out in either direction, right? So if there is an event that causes a sell-off, we will see the price affected heavily. If there's an event that causes, volume to come in, whether it's from institutional investors or whatever, we'll see the price go up steadily. And we also looking at this now, there was the second death cross that I talked about that we actually hit, where the 100-day EMA fell below the 200-day EMA right here for the first time since 2014. Now in 2014, obviously we had the Mt. Gox debacle, which precipitated this. In this case, I was saying if we don't get volume, then we will continue to fall below this, and that will be dangerous for Bitcoin's price. And Bitcoin's price, as you know, reflects on the market overall. Now, if we're looking for a precipitating event on why this happened, it's not because of CoinRail's hack, right, which represented marginal volume compared to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Nobody uses that exchange to trade with, and as I said earlier, Bitcoin wasn't even one of the affected cryptocurrencies on that exchange. However, the event that possibly led to or attributed to the sell-offs was this event right here, where the CFTC demands data from exchanges related to Bitcoin price manipulation investigation. The list of exchanges includes Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp, and itBit. If any of these platforms is subject to manipulation, it will also influence the future spot price. Now, we've talked previously about, and other YouTubers also have talked previously about, how one can use the futures market for Bitcoin to possibly manipulate prices of Bitcoin on the exchanges, and how one can use that to their advantage in order to extract the most gain possible from the futures mechanism. Now, I actually see this as a positive event. In the short term, it might reflect negatively on the market and cause some sort of panic and hysteria. And again, with low volume, right? Once the market smells blood or any inkling of a sell-off, it will create a snowball effect and further tumble down from there, because there isn't any counter volume to counteract that, right? So in the short term, this event definitely scared some people off. Now, this is positive in the long term, because we've been harping on about how easily manipulated the Bitcoin market is and the cryptocurrency market is with the introduction of these futures. And so if there actually is an investigation that can uncover some sort of price manipulation, that is amazing for us. What do we always complain about? Oh, these whales are manipulating prices. This person who holds, most of the Bitcoin is selling off in order to extract the most gain and leverage some sort of arbitrage between the futures market and Bitcoin's price on the open market. So if they're actually looking into these things that can protect regular traders like you and me, that is a good thing in the long term. And if there is manipulation, hopefully they can uncover that. And while we will feel the ripple effects of that in the short term, especially because we don't have any volume to counteract any kind of sell-off, we might feel that in the short term, and I do always advocate for having an exit strategy in your portfolio, no matter what the market is. But if we have to weather the storm in the short term in order to stamp out possible price manipulation, I mean, that's a good thing in the long run. That is it for this story. It's really nothing to cause major panic about, especially long term. I mean, there isn't really anything here that has major implications on the long term cryptocurrency market. So looking back at Bitcoin's chart, again, this death cross here, this is the first time this happened since 2014. When it did happen, it lasted almost a year and a half. We do see Bitcoin finding support at around 6,700. Hopefully it maintains there. Again, we do need buy volume coming in order to counteract this, or a major decrease in sell-off volume, which we do see. You see that this tall red volume candle here, you can't see it because it overlaps with the actual candlestick of the price, but it goes up to about here. in comparison with where the volume is currently. So we do see the bears getting exhausted from this major sell-off. Hopefully that continues. This isn't even the lowest price that we've seen in the last couple of months. Back in April 6th and 7th, we hit this 6,500 mark actually. So that would be the next level of support that I'd be looking towards if the sell volume continues to increase. And I'll close off with this one tweet from...
I get scared when that damn price go to dropping. Listen to you damn noobs. There you go, noobs. Call them noobs. Don't call them idiots. They're not idiots. Listen here, idiots. Look, man, if you believe in a project, man, if the cryptocurrency you invested in has got a utility. The crypto. Yeah, if it's useful. If it's solving a real problem, man. Talk to them, man. Talk to them. If it's doing all that, when the price drops, that just means buy some more. That's all it means, buy some more. Get it on the cheap. Yeah.
A lot of people talking about this CoinRail hack. There's also another joke going around saying just don't put anything on exchanges that end in rail, right? You had BitGrail with Nano. Now you have CoinRail. So they're saying that they essentially suffered what was called a cyber intrusion, which resulted in a bunch of ERC-20 tokens essentially being stolen from the platform. These assets were worth around $40 million at the time. And you've seen other things, you've seen Cointelegraph, like FUD, talking about all this other stuff. But in the reality, you have everyone basically saying, do you really think that a $40 million hack in a South Korean, the 100th exchange is really affecting it? So Joseph Young, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, he says Bitcoin fell because people sold and not enough people were willing to buy, not because of a small hack. Data Dash. So let me get this straight. Cryptocurrencies wiped off $40 to $50 billion in valuation today because a South Korean exchange, which does 2 to 4 million in daily volume, got 40 million worth of an altcoin hacked. Yeah, that doesn't add up to me. And then Rand Nooner said the same thing. An exchange in Korea that is the 100th biggest in the world was allegedly hacked. Is this a reason to sell your crypto? Did you sell your US dollars the last time someone robbed robbed a bank, right? No, you didn't. So why would everybody be panic selling right now? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I don't panic sell. I don't know why people would do that. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. And whenever this happens, sometimes it does feel like this is the end. It does. Every single time it feels like that. I can't remember a time when we take a dip this large and I don't start to question it. I mean, everybody does. It's natural human instinct. But as you guys could tell, I'm pretty calm about it and I'm not that worried. And one of the things that I wanted to point out that CZ from Binance really kind of spoke up about was, everyone seems to think that right here, this was all just a big flat plane and there was nothing happening. And then all of a sudden this was the movement, that led to this. And then now we're back down again. But in reality, there was so much actually going on in that tiny, tiny market back in the day. I mean, you have to think of, okay, now we're dealing with these huge market caps, but what about Bitcoin falling from $1,000 down to 100 or something like that? I mean, that was insane back in the day, or when Litecoin took a hit, or when Mt. Gox had their big issue. I mean, that was devastating. Can you imagine the people back then? And he was pointing out that if you look at this, the charts, they repeat themselves over and over and over again. So actually, let me get off Twitter, but essentially these are the charts right here. And he says that the only thing that changes is the numbers on the side, really. And I found a really cool tweet that came out over here. So here's a Bitcoin daily chart from 2012 to 2018. Now, do you see how each time when we hit the newer highs, these valleys that are happening right here, this massive dump that looks like we're happening, it gets shrunk down. And that's that little line that you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So you have to realize that every single situation that you're in always seems like the worst situation when it's happening. But a lot of times when you look back on the graph long term, it doesn't seem so bad. So as you guys can see, I mean, look at that. So did you, if you guys were watching while I was speaking, that's basically a really great example.
Despite price speculation, there's about twice as many women interested in buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrency than there were at the beginning of the year. This is awesome. We all know that there's a bit of a gender imbalance in this industry. Cryptocurrencies are sort of just getting to be known for what they are. But I do believe that if we want our societies to embrace stuff, we need our entire society to understand it and to be interested in it. And so I'm extremely excited when I see women becoming more interested in bringing a new face to cryptocurrency. I'm a big believer in product and branding and translating things. That's why I believe in FUD TV as a great mechanism to bring people into the cryptocurrency community, because I think content and other ways are great ways to sort of reach out and bring new people into the cryptocurrency community and make them more understanding. And I think the more women we have in this industry, the more we'll get better translations of the value of Bitcoin and blockchain to the entire world. So big shouts out to all my crypto ladies. We love you. There needs to be more of you. And I'm here on Goldman Sachs website where it says blockchain, the technology of trust, which is absolutely astonishing. And it just shows you how far this industry has come and how far it's going to go, as this is just the beginning of informing the general public about the real benefits of blockchain. People don't even understand what this technology does. They know that people have gotten rich off Bitcoin, but we need the public to understand that this is a tech revolution. This is an industrial revolution. And the more that we communicate the value of the technology, the more that we will win. And so this is an amazing, very bullish feeling that I have when I saw this being posted on Goldman Sachs website. You don't have to believe me. Go check it out for yourself. Goldman Sachs blockchain. Do it. And we are going to read this open. We are witnessing a technological revolution. Perhaps we are witnessing a modern miracle.
My opinion on this whole market crash. Oh, fuck. It's not nice. I deleted Blockfolio off my phone. I wrote down all my values and I'm just going to forget about it. Probably check it. The values in a month ago. As for if it breaks this trend line, I believe we're in shit. Big shit. So far it's keeping steadily on it, not really moving. We'll probably see sideways for a few more days. That's what I think we're going to see. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing. I bought some EOS. I've got a buy order at 10 something. I can't remember where it was. I believe it was 10.20. Just waiting it for, I believe it'll crash down. If not, I've got another buy order at around $9. I really want to get EOS. Believe in this project. We'll wait and see. I think it's not gonna hold. We'll probably break down to around here, $8. I would put a buy order in for around $8, but just to be safe, I'm gonna put it at 9. If not, I'm happy with my position. Almost like what the crypto said. CRYPTOTWINS said. Better fucking buy. That's what I'm doing. Just accumulating. I'm not trying to time the market, putting it all in tether and waiting for the market to drop even more. You can't time the market. You're not a whale that like dump a few thousand bitcoins and know if you keep it in tether, it'll all be okay. As for the airdrop of the day, we'll be looking at Merit. It's a friendly digital cryptocurrency. It's on Parachute again. I like the site. It's fairly simple. You just join their Telegram. Well, this one's got a few more requirements, but it's still pretty easy. The link will be in the description below. Let's have a look and see what their community is really small. Really small. So I don't believe you'll make a lot of money off the vibe. As for Merit, aims to be the world's friendliest digital currency, making it dead simple to pay friends, buy goods, and manage your wealth. Okay, so kind of like Nano. But Nano's feeless. This one you have to mine, so you have to pay a fee. Yeah, just watch the video. Great job on the community so far. Why is it better than Nano or Bitcoin? Or just saying what it's doing. All the other cryptos can do it. Anyway, it's free crypto. We can't really be picky. Invite only. Okay. So I have to invite a coffee shop before I can pay them. I'm not gonna invest in this project. It's gonna take token. I mean, that's an airdrop of the day. That's my positions on BitMEX. I don't want to look. 50% down and 7% down. I'm gonna go a long position again. I think we're gonna see a bottom. See it down. This is a. Hopefully it'll go up. Wait. Okay. 100x. That's a bit nuts. Yeah. So that's my position. Well, this is training before I put in real money. So far, good. Anyway, you'll have to wait until the next episode to see what the hell's going on there. They're still holding. Okay. Has anyone got an idea why Loom Network is up so much? If you do, just leave a comment down below. I don't really follow them. I don't know what the project is. Really. Ethereum Classic's up because they're getting listed on Coinbase. I really like exchange coins. I almost think they're better than tethering. Yeah, putting your money away in USDT. Because after every crash, it shoots up. Just have noticed. If it happens a few more times, I'll consider maybe just buying a little bit when it crashes. For the biggest losers. Bitcoin private's not good. Well, Electronia. We had an airdrop of it. There's a video on my YouTube. That's not doing too well. Basic attention focus. I've got a video coming up about a competitor that I believe is better than basic attention by Chico Crypto. Not the whole video, just the highlights. But I recommend you go watch the full video. That's in the next episode. Wanchain. I invested in Wanchain, not to do well. Not really much going on. Like I said, I'll be looking at exchange coins. I really like them. It should be the 1 hour chart. It's kind of holding that trade line. Trade line. It's not going up or down or anything. If we have a triple bottom, that will really be good. I don't know. Right. This is my theory. Before we saw this huge sell-off, there was a kind of accumulation period. Everyone was saying, "Oh no, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Probably test up there again, or just shoot up." And then what happened? It just fell down. The complete opposite. Now everyone's saying, "Oh no, it's not gonna last. We're gonna break this." Broke a few support lines. Now it's the end of the world. But we're kind of holding it. So I believe we're gonna go up. That's why I've got long positions on here. Doing the opposite of what everyone else thinks. Leave a comment down below if you think I'm a dumbass or are you also seeing this trend in this market. As soon as you think something's gonna happen, the complete opposite. That's why I'm betting. Everyone's saying it's gonna go down to 5K. I don't believe it. I think it's just gonna hold you and then steadily go up. This wedge is gonna go on for months. That's my opinion. We'll wait and see. As for RSI, it's getting to oversold level. So maybe a long position won't be bad. Or if I've also oversold. As you've seen in the past, you can stay here for a while. I wonder what's going to happen. Kind of interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I renamed the channel, got a new background, new theme. Tell me what you think about it. And my Twitter, don't forget to follow me there. As well as I've created Steam it. Go and follow and upload my posts over here if you like them. And comment on what you think about them. What's nice about Steam it is all the other videos I use as highlights. You can just click on it if you're interested. YouTube doesn't allow it. So follow me on Steam it if you just want quick links to it.